Hi, friends. Now let's start looking into the realities and see how transistors create wonders by acting as an amplifier. Transistor, let's consider NPN transistor. So instead of working with its layered diagram, now let me start working it with its symbolic diagram. This is the symbol used for representing a transistor. An outward arrow here represents it is a NPN transistor, and if the arrow is inward, then it will be PNP transistor. So this end is called the base. This one is the collector. The one with arrow is called the emitter. Uh, Between base and emitter, there is a VBE, that is base emitter voltage. Between base and collector, there is VBC, that is base collector voltage. Between collector and emitter, there will be VCE, that is voltage between collector and emitter. Convention, all currents are flowing inwards. So the current flowing into base, let us call it IB. Current flowing into collector, let us call it IC. Current flowing into IE, let us call current flowing into emitter, let us call it IE. Done. And just recall the way transistor was behaving. The whole behavior of the transistor was because of the carrier ratio between emitter and the base, and hence we had seen that there is some ratio between collector current and M base current, and that is called beta or HFE, or current gain of the transistor. This is a major reason why the amplification can be seen. So you just look at this expression. So the IB decides what should be IC. Okay, then as it is, if you just use this as it is, then you just give some input as base current, you get proportional collector current, and this collector current is always proportional to the base current, and HFE or beta being the proportionality constant that is decided by the doping concentrations with the base and emitter, as discussed in our transistor lecture. So you can refer back to that transistor lecture where we discussed about all these issues. Okay, so as it is, this device is going to behave like a current amplifier. Now, how do you want to make it behave like a voltage amplifier? That means, as a voltage amplifier, we give input voltage and we get output voltage. So, input voltage becomes is what is given as input, and output voltage is what we get from this output, and we want output voltage larger than input voltage, and hence we call it a voltage amplifier. So how can we get it through this? The logic is simple. Convert Vi and create proportional base current. So whatever is input current, input voltage, proportional base current you derive. Once base current is derived, proportional collector current we get, and once the collector current we get, which is proportional to IB, which wherein IB in turn is proportional to Vi, then we can convert this into voltage. So how voltage can be converted into current? Yes, definitely through R. How current can be converted into voltage? Yes, definitely through R. How current is converted into current, small current into large current? Yes, that is your transistor. So the overall logic could be this is our transistor circuit. So we have base here, we have collector here, and we have a emitter here. So let me connect emitter to ground, and between base and emitter we need minimum voltage. So how to get that is our next session. But as of now, let's just see how our input voltage can be converted into input current. So this is our input voltage signal Vi, and if you make it pass through the base resistor, then what you get is Ib, and this Ib is Vi by Rb. So you can somehow make Ib proportional to Vi. And once Ib is made proportional to Vi, then we get Ic which is proportional to Ib. And this Ic, if you can make flow through another resistor Rc, if this Ic is made to flow through another resistor Rc, then what we get is a voltage across Rc will be Ic times Rc, which is nothing but beta times Ib times Rc. What is Ib? Beta times Vi by Rb times Rc. So in all, if you can just look at it, beta is a constant, Rc is a constant, Rb is another constant. So we can say that this voltage is proportional to Vi. So this is what, if I call output voltage, then this output voltage is made proportional to Vi. How did we do? Yes, this logic. Vi, Vi converted into Ib. Ib gets amplified through transistor as Ic. Ic will be proportional to Ib. That is because of the internal structure of the transistor. And larger Ic, when it is made to flow through Rc, it creates a voltage across it which is equal to Rc into Ic. Ic is beta times Ib, and Ib was Vi by Rb, and that way if you consider, then you can say that Vo is proportional to Vi. So with this logic, voltage amplifier can be created, and current amplification as it is there, and that's a intrinsic property of the transistor. It is made to amplify the current. So just use the transistor, you get a current amplification. Use the uh, this format, you get a voltage amplification, and so on. Another thing to discuss, as per our old transistor explanation, The emitter current was what initiated the whole action. So some of them become part of a base current and rest of them become the collector current. Therefore, there we had said that the emitter current is the sum of base current and collector current. And as per convention, this is the base current going in, this is the collector current going on. The two together will become output of emitter current that should be flowing outwards. But convention says to use inwards, so we use this logic. Now, if you just imagine, then what is it? IB is very small, IE is very large, IE is very large, IB is very small. Therefore, IC is almost equal to IE because very small current is made up of IB. Sum of these two will be IE. So IE is equal to IB plus IC. If IB is very small, then IE is almost equal to IC. So depending on where your input is, where your output is. So if your input is at base, your output is at collector, then you get one action. If input is at base, output is at emitter, you get another action. If the input is at emitter, output is at collector, there is another action. So there are three configurations in which this transistor may be connected between input and output. So there is input here, there is output here. So we need to connect a transistor here. This transistor can be connected either input as base, output as emitter, input as base, output as collector, or input as emitter, output as collector. So three configurations we have. So that's what is we need to look at in our next coming session. So till then, take care. Bye.